Welcome to the next video of the section, Quotas and Users. In the previous video, we have learned about project scope via dashboard and CLI. In this video, we will perform exam objectives related to Keystone, where we will create quotas and manage users using both the methods. Now that we have a good idea of how to authenticate and scope ourselves to a specific project with Keystone, let's take a look at the exam objectives. The majority of the tasks can be completed via the Horizon dashboard, but there are still some that must be done via the CLI. You will find that many of the dashboard objectives are extremely intuitive, while some of the CLI objectives require a little more research. The first objective is adjusting quotas. Quotas are an OpenStack feature that acts as guardrails for the project. Quotas need to be in place to prevent users from exceeding capacities set by the OpenStack infrastructure engineers and/or OpenStack administrators. From the OpenStack dashboard, you can modify quotas by performing a few steps. First, select Projects from the Identity panel, which shows all projects in the environment across all domains. Then select Modify Quotas option from the drop-down arrow next to the production project. It may take some time, so let's wait patiently. Here, we will increase the number of instances that can be created in the production project to 20. Then click on Save button. Congratulations! You have just successfully allowed a total of 20 virtual machine instances to be booted within the production project. Keep in mind that this is the total number of instances within the production project and not per user. Now let's create quotas using CLI method. To get a comprehensive list of default quotas for a specific project, use Python OpenStack client. First, ensure that you have sourced your OpenRC file. Verify that the variables have been set. Enter this command to get a list of all projects in the environment. Next, we will find the trade project UUID. The UUID in your environment may be different than what appears here. We will use the OpenStack quota show command to see all default quotas for the trade project. This is a comprehensive list of quotas and will show you anything lacking in the dashboard quota view. Further, to modify a quota via the CLI, you have two options. Let's take a look at the first. Run this command to see the available parameters or arguments. You can see the list of parameters or arguments. To increase quotas for the maximum number of instances within the trade project, we need to execute this command. There will be no output. So to verify that the instance quota has gone up to 20, we will run the OpenStack quota show command again. Here we paste the previous command and update set command to show and remove instances 20. Here we can see the quotas for the trade project should now reflect the ability to create up to 20 instances. Next objective is managing users. Managing Keystone users is quite simple and intuitive. Remember that by default you must have the admin role to manage user accounts. Let's create new users using Horizon dashboard method. First, select users from the Identity panel. This shows all users in the environment across all domains. You can click on the username field to put the usernames in ascending order. Click on Create User button. To create a new user, here we need to fill all the required or mandatory information. Domain ID is the user's domain UUID. Because multi-domain is disabled, we can create a user in a domain other than default by using the CLI. The domain name is the user's domain name. Username is a mandatory field. It is a name for the user. We will insert Johnny C. Dashboard. Then a description for the user is optional. Still, we will type in developer. An email address for the user is optional. By default, there are no email services installed with OpenStack, so this is simply data for the administrator. So we will type in johnnyc@example.com. A password for the user is required, so type in as OpenStack. Confirm password is required. We will confirm the password by typing it in again. Primary project field is optional, and it is the primary project associated with the user. We will select it as Trade. Next is Role, which is optional. It is the role that the user should have on the selected primary project. Select Member from the drop-down. The Enabled field is required to verify whether the user's account is turned on or off. Ensure that it is enabled. Finally, click on Create User button, adding details about a new OpenStack user on the Horizon dashboard. You should now see Johnny C dashboard on the list of users on the Horizon dashboard. You can easily update the name, description, email, and project of a user by selecting the Edit button. To delete or disable an account or change the password, we can use the drop-down next to the Edit button. Moving further, we will manage user using CLI method. We can add users via the CLI with the Python OpenStack client. Ensure you have sourced the admin user credentials by entering source openrc command. We will create a new user with the name johnnyc-cli. Before running the command, explore the help for the user create command. On executing OpenStack help use command, we will get this output. Let's now create the user via Python OpenStack client by entering this command along with the description. It is not necessary to use the enable flag because the user is enabled by default. To disable the user upon creation, use the disable flag. To confirm that the user was successfully created, run this command. The Johnny C-CLI user will not be able to create resources until it has a role in the project. Let's run OpenStack role add command. However, you will not receive any output. Verify that the _member_role was assigned to the user on the trade project by running this command. In this video, we managed to learn exam objective to create quotas and manage users using both the methods. In the next video, we will learn to create domains, projects, groups, roles, and service catalog.